Welcome, everyone. This is my second game in signature chess tournament in Dubai. I played with black, with strong candidate master, Musatfe Motfe. He's a very strong player and well-knowledge coach. I'm going to share with you what happened during the game. In this game, I've choose the Benoni defense with black. As we know, Benoni defense is a so dynamic opening, and black has to play carefully. He has to know all the ideas, everything. So in this position, after white making a bishop f4 move, I wanted to achieve the e5 square, but I cannot play knight e5 because he can take on e5 and my piece will be on e5. So I play queen e7 with the idea of knight e5. And after rook e1, I play the knight e5 move. So anytime if he take, I can take on e5 with the queen and well-placed queen on e5. This square is so important for me. White came back with queen d1 and I choose a rook e8 move, a very typical move. I'm controlling the e file. He played the bishop f1. Actually, the idea is he wants to bring his pieces back and preparing the f4 idea. And usually this kind of pawn structures, the important plan for white is to push f4, e5 pawn break. I choose knight h5, bishop h2, and I played bishop h6. It's an important move for black, and I'm stopping the f4 threat with white. Now white has to be careful because beside the stopping the f4 plan, I have a very tricky ideas also. So suppose that white starts to play g3 with the idea of f4. As you can see, the f3 square becomes weakened. So I can use the tricky moves such as bishop d2. The rook will be trapped there. In case of if he wants to take with the queen, my free bishop, I can play knight f3 check, forking the queen and winning the whole game. So this position, as you can see, my opponent, actually he is one of the strong coaches, well-knowledge coaches also, my close friend also, he's started to think. He made the queen b3 move. I didn't like actually this move because usually white should not come for the queen side because queen side black has a pawn majority. Like black can play b5 c4 idea. So first of all I played bishop f4 with the idea of exchanging the dark square bishop. White has a double bishops. Exchanging one of them can ease black's task here. So bishop f4, I'm not giving him the chance of g3, so he cannot do this. If g3, I can play knight f3 check and capturing the rook. So you can see that in the Benoni pawn structure, time is very important. He captured, I captured back, and he played rook e3. Again, the same idea of g3 f4 is re-happening again. I have to think about that. I have to find the idea. This is very important for me. Usually in Benoni defenses, black is playing a dynamic chess. I can tell you about the Benoni pawn structure because I played all my life Benoni defense and I know very well the ideas. I choose rook c8 with the idea of c4 and covering the d3 square for my knights on e5 and f4. White has to be careful. So as he is pushing his pawns forward, he's getting a good space advantage. But having a big advantage in the space is one side, controlling that space advantage is another side. So he has to watch out for all the side effects of the space advantage. He's getting a good space, but controlling it would be difficult for him also. Anyway, if he gets a pawn push on e5, he will get a good position. And he choose the g3 move. The idea he wants to play f4. I have to do something now, and I choose c4 move. I could have played knight d3 also same, but I choose c4 after queen c2. Now I have the knight d3, but I have to watch out also because he's going to play f4 anyway. And this is a big question coming to me. But I played knight f to d3 because I know that's what I'm going to play. Maybe these cases white should have think a little more and knowing that what I'm going to play. And after playing f4, I retreat back my knight on d3 to b4 with attack. This is a very important intermediate move for black. And now white has to move his queen. He cannot take my knight in e5. After moving the queen, okay, he choose the d2 square for queen. Now I have a free square on d3, but my another knight can come to that square. At least for a moment, I'm feeling safe here and my knights are completely dominating the game. If I achieve a b5 plan, I will be very, very happy in the position. White needs to show something. e5 is not possible. He cannot play e5. My opponent tried to dislodge the knight on d3 by playing b3. This is the important moment of the game. If I'm not going to solve this problem, I will be in a big trouble. First of all, I've seen a lot of ideas here. For example, I wanted to push b5 anywhere, but I saw that ab5, knight b5 is bad actually because my d6 pawn is also weak. Rook a7 is coming. So I said there is no need sacrificing. I tried to calculate c takes b3 also. So bishop d3 to starting to, for example, ideas like queen c7 like this, but I see nothing is achievable here. So I said I have to retrieve my knight back, for example, by knight c5, but anyway, I'm losing the pawn. But these are all positional considerations. As a dynamic play, black has a very, very nice resources in the position. So as I told you, I played a lot of Benoni systems. Actually, I have to tell you, I achieved my Grandmaster title, and I can tell you I won my important game of my life, like getting the Grandmaster title with the Benoni defense. I beat a very strong Grandmaster, and with that game, winning that game, I succeeded on getting the third GM norm and achieving the title. So I started to see which moves are possible here for black, which combinations, which calculations needed. I saw that, okay, in the C file, white has some troubles there. My knights are doing good. The A7 G1 diagonal, I can use it later. Rooks on A1 and E3 can be under attack somehow. I have to do something here. E4 pawn is also a little weak. I can attack that pawn also. So these ideas give me some resources to think about the moves. Actually, f5 was also coming to my head playing this move, but I chose the strong move queen c7. And what I'm going to do, I want to take, if my opponent takes on c4, I want to take on c4 with the queen. I don't want to bring my knights back. Actually, I can play knight c5 also, like b takes c4, knight backs to c5 with the ideas knight b3, but I didn't like this because it's little slow and I have to do something fast. Because white position is not ready and little shaky. As I told you, he has a more space advantage, but controlling that space is the difficult task for white. So he needs to do something. But actually, if he doesn't answer to my move, I want to just take simply on b3 and then c3 knight is hanging and I will get a very, very good position onto the c file. But my next idea is coming queen c5. This is also important idea. Later on, I can use the pin on e3. I mean, the rook on e3 is in the trouble. So my opponent took on c4 and captured the c4 pawn. The idea, okay, he should have played this move. And as I told you, I was just making a double check to see that my calculated variation is correct or not, because usually we have to do this process. Otherwise, if we are entering into the wrong calculation, it would be over for us. I have to see the first moves of the calculation. This is very important in process of calculating, because if mistake is happening in the next move order, it doesn't matter, but the first move of the calculation is very important. So I double check and took on c4, and my opponent played rook a3. And now what he wants to do is just simply taking on d3, and my knight is pinned and I cannot remove the knight. But as a dynamic resources, I can try to use the unprotected position of the white pieces. For example, rook on a3 is hanging. I can use this as an important factor, and this idea can help me to survive somehow, because I don't think that there is other ideas for me. This is just enough for saving the knight. But I was just double checking the position. Is it okay to play queen c5 or not? Because my idea was, if I play queen c5, bishop d3, I can take knight d3, and the knight is already hanging. And if you take with rook, also the same is happening. So after queen c5, now the position is becoming more shaky for white. White has to watch out. Any danger can lead to a big loss for white, and he has to know exact things, exact calculations, and he made a blunder. Rook b3. This was something I was expecting, like in a tactical position, and in a few seconds I just realized that after knight c2, this is a big trouble for white. He cannot capture my knight on c2 because rook e3 is hanging. It's a pin on the a7 to g1 diagonal. Rook is undefended. And if he takes my knight on d3, I can capture the free rook on e3. So this is like a losing position coming for white. Maybe some chances is still little chances is there, but black's dynamic chances are too much, and the resources are coming in the position is absolutely good for black, and black can do much more in the position. So my opponent took on the d3 by bishop, and here I wanted to just see that which piece is better to take, because I have option for queen exchange also, exchanging the queens and just going for the end game. But as I told you, because of this pawn pushes from white side, now the white king is super danger, in a big trouble. So I decided to keep the queens on the board, and I took with the knight. So I'm going to do discover check, and he played king h2, removing the king from the dangerous diagonal, and I can retrieve my knight back, but I wanted more actually, using the white's like bad positions of bad placement of the pieces. I saw this knight f1 trick, and I tried to play queen d4. This is a big danger also for white, because now I'm threatening a big threat here. Knight f1 check. He cannot take back with the bishop. Queen is hanging. So he has to do something here. And if he tries to defend, I have a lot of options. For example, I can play knight c4. I can play even like f5 move. It's my idea also. If it takes, I can take back with the knight. And this is really a difficult position for my opponent. And my opponent reacted to a very bad blunder, g4, and I played knight f1 check. Game ended in a black win. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching this video.